Hello. It's Friday. How weird is it to film on a Friday?
So weird. So weird.
So weird. Our whole schedule has been off this week, so it's Friday. But hello. And welcome to another edition of Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca. Ooh, I got it right today.
You get it right more than me. It is your line, but
yeah.
I tilted the camera down a little bit, so the angle's kind of weird. Maybe I have to tilt it back up. But I wanted the deer to be at least in the shot for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was cute. But now look at my head. I'm not this tall. Not even on camera or in real life. So I think I have to tilt it back a little bit.
Are you taller?
Vamp, Liz.
You're taller than me.
Maybe the lighting will get better if I do that too. So
spiders.
Everyone hold on to your head while Liz talks about spiders in her house.
No, it's living in my rearview mirror. Not the outside one. The side. Yeah. Anyway.
He needs to go somewhere. Where should he go? Maybe here. I don't know if he'll stay. Oh, there we go.
Stay.
Okay.
So there was that. And then Rebecca left her headlights on.
And then I mentioned to Liz that there was a spider. Don't look, Liz. Ready? Don't look. Not this big. On top of my.
It's a good thing wool does not burn.
Yeah, I almost set it on fire. So hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art Fiber in Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion at Sun Dragon Art Fiber in Brevard, North Carolina.
And you can tell we might try to prep stuff, but we don't plan very well because, yeah, I just had the camera at a weird angle, not catching the light very well, making me look weirdly tall. So now this looks a little more normal.
Looks a little more.
Yeah, but apparently you're taller on screen, Liz.
Yeah, 5'1" doesn't change.
And we love the person who said that to us. They probably are still watching. They said to Liz that she looked taller on camera, and I think that's awesome. Which is, I mean, you still look shorter than me because you are.
Because I am.
But I'm not very tall either, so you know. Anyway, hi.
That and I don't wear shoes in real life, so like. If you're 5'1" and you wear shoes, you look like you're 5'2", unless they're heels.
Maybe people are watching this and picturing you in shoes.
Probably.
And then they meet you, and you're in bare feet. Yeah, it's a thing. So no, I was just having a whole lot of fun putting out the little tape measures we talked about yesterday, and. Sorry, just got a text from Brian because I sent him a really cute Hamilton thing this morning, as I am wont to do. He's out at Grandfather Mountain having fun. So he left at 3:30 this morning. And I went back to sleep from 4:30 to 6:30. Yeah, I might be a little tired today. Plus, it's Friday, and we're not used to filming on Friday. So we might be off our game a little, but what is our game really? But being off our game. We vamp. It's all good. So, yeah. Happy Friday. End of the week, technically.
We could nap today.
Maybe, hopefully. I already got out the post reminding people about knit night tonight, so at least I did that. I got something off my to-do list. And I don't have much to talk about from my end of things, and we have cool things to show off for Liz, so I'm just going to get me out of the way first a little bit.
It looks so cool.
I blocked my dragon. He might still be a little damp, but because I soaked him last night, and then I forgot about him in the basin for a little bit. And then I dumped him in the washer on Spin Cycle, and then I forgot about him in the Spin Cycle washer for a while. So I pinned him out at like 9:30 last night. and then remembered that the dog, told you my words would still be off.
The cat.
We realized I almost had a migraine yesterday morning and forgot to tell Liz about it. And so later on, she's like, your words were off.
Picked up on it, but
she's like, your words were off when we were filming. I think you have a migraine coming. And I was like, oh yeah, that already happened. So the cat likes to, you all have heard before, the cat likes to sleep on my blocking. So I had to put a towel over it, which might have prevented it from being touched by a spider. But yeah, the cat was definitely on it this morning, on the towel. So I was like, that's going to keep it from drying fast. But, you know, the spin cycle took a lot of the water out of it. So you all will have to go back and check, I want to say Tuesday, but it was Wednesday's side-by-side show to compare. Oh, you're reaching out for it. Good.
Oh.
Hold it up a little higher, just a little higher.
I'm as high as I can.
I know. But yeah, so this helped it lie a little flatter. You know, if I put it up in the shop window, it'll hang nicer. It helps the cables a little bit. I didn't want to overstretch it. So what is this? Oh, this is I'm like, what is obstructing my view? It's the shawl I'm working on that I didn't even take home last night because there wasn't going to be no progress made on it. So it helps the cables lie a little flatter. I didn't want to overstretch the dragon out though. So this was 20 inches deep by 25 inches wide before blocking. And now it is 21 inches deep by 27 inches wide. So I did kind of, you know,
stretch
it.
Little bit.
I also tucked it because if I had just laid it out damp, it would have gotten bigger. And I didn't want that to happen, but I also didn't want it to pucker too much. So, you know, a little bit of manipulation. I'm really, really happy with it. There's still some places, for me, for some reason, as I'm looking at it, the left side of the cables, the pearl stitches and stuff get gappy. So like right in here, I feel like it's a little gappy, a little like not super tight. And I think I've said it on videos before, you can stitch it differently. You can like purl through the back loop or do things to tighten that up. And I didn't bother with it. And I kind of did an experiment by like shoving it when I was blocking to see how much it would tighten up. It tightened up a little. But I mean, honestly, for me, that is part of hand making things. It's not going to be perfect. And at some point, if you can, you kind of have to let go of perfection. Now, we have certain knitters who won't do that. And we still love them very much. But then you have to figure out how to handle that. Does that mean you redo things a million times? Does that mean you find out a way to fudge stuff? You know, like you as a knitter or crocheter are going to figure out what is going to work for you.
I always talk about my I don't care bar. Like, where is my I don't care about the mistake bar set? Like,
is it here? Is it here?
Generally, mine's way.
I think hers is towards the floor.
Yeah. Because if there's a mistake and I can work around it. Now I have ripped back out. You know, I've frogged several rows. I've done stuff because at the time I decided I needed to. But there's quite a few that I'm like, because generally nobody's going to notice.
I want to say there was a part up here in like the dragon's neck or the wing where I wanted to have things like it was one of the little special things. And we're going to actually, you know, we're going to pause because I don't want someone's message to be broadcast for all of YouTube. So we will be editing this out. So me coming back to sit down is where we're going to edit back to. Okay. So that was my appointment. Yay, I can't wait to see Carla today. Okay. So one of these little guys in here, I took it back out about 3 or 4 times because it's these down here, up here, as I cover my face. There were these special I-cord cables, which I would put it in the more advanced cabling range. That I redid it about 6 times to make it tighter. And I realized the ones at the bottom I didn't do right. But at that point, I was not going back. Heck no. So, but I'm okay with it because overall this looks so cool. Who cares if some of the cables at the bottom are a little bit looser at the bottom? I'm okay with that. All right. So that was my big finish for the day. And I'm probably going to leave it out on the table, and maybe it's going to stay there over on the side table with the comfy chairs. So y'all can see it if you come by the shop and peer in the window, because we will not be here all weekend. At some point, we need to somehow clean up for appointment shopping, but that's not going to happen over the weekend because it's already busy here during the week. Yeah. Okay. And if we're here, we had someone come by and say, hey, do you do stuff in the shop on your day off? Or day off. I mean, days we're not open to deal with the public outside. And I said yes, but I said it's really hard to get anything done because when people come here expecting us to be open or hoping they can do business, even though they're not official hours, if they see us in here,
they assume
they can knock and we'll come. And if they're people we know, and then we'll feel obligated to go talk to them. And it's, and then we don't get any work done. It's like when we were moving over here.
Yeah.
We were moving over here and we were trying to unpack, and people kept coming by to be like,
I just want to see.
Can I come in? Can I take a look? And it's like, we have to open in 3 hours and you still can't walk across the floor. And we love that you want to come support us, but oh my gosh, go away. Come back when it's appropriate. And that was pre-pandemic times. That wasn't, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of your germs or anything. That was just, we said we'd open at noon, or we said we'd open in 2 days. And if everyone comes by to chat with us, that will not happen. You know, it wasn't that we didn't like people. It was that we had things to do. So, and now there's the whole, but you're only open 2 days a week, or you're only there 2 days a week, not even open. We are here to assist people outside Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 to 5. Believe me, we are doing things all the other days. It's not like we just go home and shut ourselves inside and say, what store? What shop? Nobody needs yarn today.
Yeah.
As I choke on myself. We know everybody needs yarn, and we really want to give it to you, and we would love to have you come feel all the yarn, but oh my gosh, that's not okay right now.
My mission today, and most Wednesday and Fridays that I'm here, is generally to sticker yarn in hopes that I get it put away on Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah. So we have stuff to sell you, and we know where it is.
And chances are that doesn't happen. Although that is all that's left of the hold.
Ooh.
You didn't notice that?
Well, there's 2 little holes. There's like there's this one.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that one yet. I haven't gotten there yet.
I know. But no,
I
that's
started
awesome.
Here. And
we have, like, if you look at what's behind us on the spinny racks, it's different. Some of it's different. Some of it's not. And some of it's not showing right now. So, you know.
I had to clean
mystery
all the yarn that was on this one off. So like all the cottons, all the all the stuff I had loaded this one down with had to go somewhere. Because we're getting in new yarn probably today. That has to go on this spin.
If we're here long enough to accept it. Yeah. We hope. And I'm super excited about the yarn that's coming in, so maybe we can show it off to y'all next week. But here's the thing is, we started to kind of try to set the shop up for mail order and for us to know how it functions, which meant a lot of mess. So we knew, organized chaos, right? And now we're trying to motivate towards letting people in a very limited fashion. But remember, you can still get help from us on Tuesdays and Thursdays outside, or over the phone, or via email, curbside pickup, feeling yarn outside. We bring out limited quantities. There's still so many ways you can shop if you don't squeeze into these very limited appointments we're starting to set up. But we have a massive amount of work to make sure that the shop is a little more organized and a little less chaotic, so it makes sense for people coming in. Although definitely we cannot stress enough how much when you come in, if you get one of these appointments, and we hope you do, if you want to come in, we are okay if you want to do a circuit of the shop, but we don't want you to touch anything. We want to help you shop for things. We want you to see true colors of things. We want you to touch stuff that is a narrowed down version of what you want to get.
If you're looking at a range of colors in one yarn, you're probably going to get to feel one skein. Just because it's got to go into quarantine.
Yeah, things go into quarantine for a week if you don't buy them. And it's like, you can't, it's not like you can't touch anything. Because that's half of buying yarn is, oh, this feels good. Although I will say, aside here, I will say, I'm always surprised how many things feel different in the skein than they do knit up.
Yes.
Or crocheted up. And so you can feel the yarn and go, oh, that's interesting, or, ooh, that's kind of scratchy. And then you feel it knit up and you go, oh, wow, that's amazing. And so I wish we had more hours in the day to knit samples and crochet samples so you could feel those. And those go into quarantine. But that's one of the reasons why we're having appointments spaced out so that things go into quarantine and maybe are accessible for the next shopper because they've been in quarantine long enough. And now you know all of the thinking we've been doing that is keeping us up at nights. So to try to make sure that you and we are safe. Anyway, I think that was a huge aside, but you know, gets things out to the public because not everyone reads. Because we've put this out and reading a lot.
Some people don't get our emails.
That's true. That's very, very true. We have a newsletter, and some people, I think because they haven't been able to shop for a while, or they only watch us on here. Some people have dropped off our newsletter list, and I get it. It's not advertising the same things it used to because we can't have people in the shop on the same way that we used to. Anyway, you know, so lots of logistics in today's. This is probably why we don't shop on
Film on Friday.
Film. This is probably why we don't film on Fridays, because then we're thinking about so many technical things on Fridays when we don't have people here that blah, you get to hear about it all. Ha. Anyway, I'm gonna finish with my works in progress because I have only one other thing I was working on. I so wanted to start a sweater, but I'm trying to be good and finish things too. I'm trying to finish. So, and part of the reason I'm trying to finish this one, now that I've finally gotten back to it, is I'm hoping we can put up some kits for it if you want to try it out. And I'd like to finish with this fiber before I start making a sweater with the same fiber. So when I talked to y'all, try not to let my stitches off. When I talked to y'all 2 days ago, I was doing my audition shawl. Woo! And I had this part done and this part. And I was I'd done the lace part. And I've done the stripey section after the lace, which has different parts of stripes. It's got 4 row stripes, and then 2 row stripes, and then 4 row stripes in certain colors. And now I'm doing, it's really kind of a fun alternating mosaic stitch for up top. I forget what it's called. It's called a special stitch. But it's essentially going back and forth with the yellow, and you knit 3 and slip 1 and knit 3 and slip 1. And then on the way back, you do the same thing, but you're slipping with the yarn on the back. So you see stitches pronounced on the front. And then you go across with the multicolor, in my case, and you knit 3 and slip 1, but shift it over. So you end up with these little crosses. I'm going to show y'all. Whoop, it got caught. You end up with these little crosses, which may be harder to see with my multicolored yarn that has some yellow in it. So you may want to do this with 2 solids. What I'm hoping, and Liz is hearing about this for the first time just now, is to put together some kits with our Zoe Dappled and Zoe, and put together some kits with two solids and Zoe for this. I think it's going to take 2 skeins of your main color, which for me is yellow, and 1 skein of your contrast color, which was the multicolor. Let me show you.
I think I can do that.
But we may not put the kits together or publicize them until I finish this shawl, because I have this much left of my multicolor and this of my 2nd skein. I started into my 2nd skein of yellow. I know we need 2 skeins of the main color. I don't know if 1 skein of the contrast is going to be enough. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to sell it or offer it to you until I know. So I have to finish this. And I think I'm close. So I advertised online about Knit Night tonight. I plan to finish it, hopefully, during Knit Night tonight. So join us from 6 to 9 Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. Our shop phone number, 828-877-3550, to see if I finish this. Or just wait till next Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know. So Liz, she's been very patiently waiting.
Actually,
What have you been working on?
well, currently, so
Maybe not so patiently. I don't know.
it's not a Papillon. It's my Isabel Kramer sweater.
What?
Because so
Explain yourself, Liz.
as we all know, I lose the will to live on sleeves. They're gone. And I want a long sleeved, because most of my I have 2 sweaters that are long sleeved, but they were done on like size 19.
I was gonna say, usually you just make them short
and
sleeve.
I just short sleeve them because I lose the will to live. One of my favorite clothing designers out of Sweden has a sweater that is red, long sleeved red sweater over a teal skirt. Like it came out like last year, whatever. Anyway, I want that outfit. However, I do not have the euros to buy that outfit because I think the skirt's like 300 euros.
So instead, she's gonna hand knit her own sweater.
So I'm hand knitting my own sweater, and everybody goes, "Just make it short sleeve." That's not what the picture
That's not what the picture's of.
I want a long sleeve one. Well, so I was working on it on Tuesday night, and I got really quiet, and everybody went, "Liz, what's the matter?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for teal fabric for my skirt." I found it. It's plaid. It's teal plaid. Oh my gosh!
You're gonna have to show me or us.
I'll show it off eventually. Anyway, it's teal plaid and it's flannel. It's a lightweight flannel, so it'll make the coolest, comfiest dress ever. And then I can put my red sweater over the top of it. And now that my fabric will be here today, I have to finish the sweater.
She does need that. I was gonna say she needs to finish the sweater.
So I'm like, at least just a couple rows. I'm not going to be able to wear any of it until like October. But if I just work on a couple of rows a day on my sleeves.
But just like with your Butterbeer
Papillon,
it feels like it's March. So why it should just be October?
So my sleeves are
equal distance away.
This far from the armpit, so I'm barely a third maybe down my arms. Like it's gonna take.
But if she sets herself, that's one way when you have multiple projects. If you set small goals and say, okay, I won't knit on my other project until I get 3 rows done. Then you get 3 rows done.
I'm trying to do at least 2 rounds.
Because I'm like, I can't start my pearl string sweater until I finish this. I've made a lot of progress on this. I may start another sweater before I finish this, but I'm not starting my sweater that's out of Zoe until I finish this.
Tuesday we showed you all, but it was really hard to see this.
Yes, because it was side by side, and the lighting at Liz's craft room is not the same as the lighting in the shop. I wonder why. This is the Daydream Dye Works, the light side Papillon that Liz made. This is fingering weight, ladies and gentlemen.
One strand,
not
a size.
Not the size a fingering weight shawl will come out.
On a size 4.
Yeah, the way it's written. Liz has adapted this. It is light and airy and beautiful.
By adapting, I did it on a size 9 needle. Like, that's all I did.
Yeah. Single-stranded, changed the size. We couldn't tell you how much yarn this takes exactly because you're using so many skeins, right?
From here, so this is row 15 in the pattern. The robin's egg, second robin's egg, blue. Anyway, 15. From here up, these were all mini skeins in which I had 10 grams of each color. And I've gotten to the same spot in my second my dark side, it's going to be the black contrast.
Mhm.
And I had amounts of yarn left. The rest was all Holsteins, and
But she's got a lot left.
I have a lot left. So
look how pretty this is.
it's ginormous.
Oh my gosh. It's awesome. It is super, super awesome. And
it's
did you
squishy.
block this, Liz?
I did not,
Ooh.
because there are not enough blocking pads at my house, Rebecca's house, and the shop to lay this out.
But it looks beautiful. It's she did the moth bottom, which means we've got the little picot edges here. Like it looks kind of roughly on camera. When you don't block it, it means you can't pull those edges to make them really super defined. But honestly, I find those will get wimpy over time anyway.
I did
leave them delicate.
I did forget to put my eyes into the.
Yeah. When did you remember that you forgot that? Like
I was in the blue.
Okay.
I was already past that.
Can you see how big this is? Like the moth version has little pods that go right in here, so that you have eyes. And that, again, that's a decision you have to make. Do you want to back all the way out to make that happen, or do you want to keep going?
Yeah.
I think you made the right call for the amount of work you had done in this.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I like it a lot. It's not happy. It's all ornament. It's all squishy, and since Rebecca has the air on, Arctic.
Actually, I turned it up a few degrees yesterday, so it's not as Arctic in here as it could be. We might have to turn it down because we're in a heat wave. Depends on how hot I get outside doing my lesson.
So, then,
I don't even know. When did we start?
9:28.
Oh,
it is now 9:53, and we have to edit out 6 minutes. So
6 minutes in for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So then, like Rebecca said, I started my butterbeer shawl.
You can almost see the purple in this light. Look at that.
It's gray and orange.
Yarn baby.
With purple accent.
I would show you a twisted skein of it, but
I bought them all.
Yeah.
Because yeah. And then I have been working on my dark side. I got quite a few rows. Well, quite a few. I am done with my mini skeins.
So, okay, the one she's wearing is the same yarn as the one she's working on right there, just a different contrast color. What we just held up, same yarns for the thicker back and forth sections, just a different contrast. I mean, look how different that is. That is so awesome. It means you can make the same papillon 6 times, and if you have a different contrast color, it will look like a different shawl.
Completely different.
That's pretty cool.
All of this that I did.
I mean, the one you finished is gorgeous. Yeah. But that is, oh my gosh.
This is all of the same top of yarn when I said I did out of the mini skeins. Mm-hmm. And I had yarn left over out of those mini skeins after I did all this. So
if you buy the gajillion skeins of Daydream Dye Works mini skeins and whole skeins like Liz did, you can make a gajillion papillons.
Although we had a Surprise Me Sale Bin box. One of our knitters requested I want to say it was a $60 box. Mm-hmm. And I threw in a bunch of different colors out of the same yarn.
And the sale bin $60 price range, she bought that. That means she probably ended up with about $120 worth of yarn from our sale bins.
She did a rainbow papillon.
It was with cassowary. Can you?
Yeah, I can.
Cassowary is a single ply fingering weight yarn that was doing okay in the shop, but not great. I honestly, I have a shawl at home I was starting to make out of it, and I never finished, and so we'll see if that happens. I might start with a new yarn since we're moving this yarn out. But it's a single ply that slowly fades between tones of one color.
I might be missing a color, but
oh, that's okay. So again, we're showing, I was going to make it's still an awesome shawl, but I might not be making it out of this yarn because we're moving it out of the shop because we can't have every single yarn in the shop. But you can see how different tones of yellow, right? Shop yellow, yay. Purple, green,
gray,
green, pink.
And there's a blue, I think.
And she had enough with what we gave her to make 2 papillons She might be doing one with a different contrast. It'll be in the newsletter next week. She posted on the Knit Along, Diane Roberts, I believe her name is. She posted,
It
and
was so
usually I just
cool.
do shout out to Diane. But if you're on the Papillon knit, the Butterfly Knit Along Facebook group, you can find her post because she posted there, and it's gorgeous. It's wonderful. But it doesn't look like it fades. That's the cool thing, is these color repeats are so long that it looks more like she changed, like,
It looks like she changed color every row, like I changed.
and I think she changed between these guys to get the effect, but it looks really cool.
But every set of pink looks just
Looks
looks like a different skein of yarn instead of, yeah,
it's just
awesome.
As Liz has already started to demonstrate, the opportunities and the variations you can do are pretty much endless.
I was thinking last night with the Minion bags of mystery. If you got like 2 or 3 Minion bags of mystery, that's like $30. And if you got the more than 5 balls,
oh yeah, we're starting to do like little itty bitty remnants.
Yeah, you would have enough.
Although sometimes they're different weights.
They're 12 to 24 grams,
yes,
or 10 to 24 grams,
depending on what's in them.
Depending on, yeah.
If you did it on a big enough needle, it wouldn't matter if they're different weights of yarn. You'd have a really funky looking piece there. It'd be awesome.
If you had more fingering weights, I'd do it on a 9, which is still big enough needle to accommodate a worsted weight yarn anyway, and make it look loose or whatever. So I want to do one that has mohair attached to the bubbles, but does not have mohair for the
that's gonna be a lot of ends to weave in. Have fun.
Well, not no, but like in the section. So the contrasting row wouldn't have the mohair.
Okay.
But the main color would have the mohair.
I thought you meant on the thinner parts.
No.
Okay.
To where it looks like the little scaly feathers on an actual butterfly. Like,
that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be great. You've pretty much talked me into doing a Papillon some century that has mohair held with something. I haven't gone back to that yet.
I've thought about doing just straight up mohair, but I think it would be too light. Like
I think it might blow away.
It would float. Yeah, it would.
We do have someone who's crocheted an entire sweater out of mohair, which is awesome. That was in last week's newsletter. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's you gotta be really into mohair to do that, because it's a special.
Those my mohair papillons I'll start working on when the temperature is not 75.
Mohair is combined with silk, and silk, both mohair and silk, even though it's itty bitty, both mohair and silk are very warm.
The devil's yarn.
So to go back to this for a second, we are so happy she made awesome papillons out of it. The Surprise Me Sale Bin support box. She got random stuff from us. She requested certain things, because remember, for the Surprise Me Sale Bin support box, you can request colors, weights, like thicknesses, and possible fiber contents. And if we can, we'll match that, but it's not guaranteed.
I want to say all she requested was fingering weight.
And so Liz found some awesome things. But what you cannot request is, you can't say, oh, I saw that I saw that yarn on the YouTube channel. I want that. You can request this cassowary. You will get
it's 20% off. It's not the 40% off on that one is because it was a discontinued color early.
You will get between 20 and 40% off, depending on if it's a discontinued color or we're just moving it out of the shop and you still have access to it somewhere else. You will not get the full, like, almost 50% off. You have to take your chances with that. With the Surprise Me Sale Bin support box. That's the Surprise Me. Woo! But if you want this specifically, if you're like, I heard that and awesome things about that, and that's just so pretty, you can still call the shop and request this and get a discount. But it won't be as big as the Surprise Me Sale Bin support box, just to be clear. So we should probably go.
Yeah, I was just looking over there. If you request fingering weight yarn,
we have some fun stuff.
I have some fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I try and mix it up to where everybody gets a decent project out of.
We just added a bunch of stuff because we're trying to clean up the shop for incoming customers, which, by the way, if you're coming in to shop in person in here, you can look at the sale bins. We will get stuff out for you.
Yeah.
We know customers like to come and sit and paw through the sale bins. We don't consider that safe right now. So if you look through as much as we can organize it, sale bins will be organized last. We will pull things for you.
Yeah.
Keep you all safe. Last thing I want to mention before we go, we were on the news.
It was
Kind of,
cool.
kind of. So a still of us from this show was in the corner of a whole montage. They interviewed the people who are making these lovely shirts for us. Big Frog custom t-shirts, Asheville branch out in Arden. And it was a picture of me in my mint green being like, ta-da!
And I was knitting.
Ta-da! Just like she is now. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. One of the segments, they filmed like 6 segments, 3 minutes each. One of the segments made it onto their website. My mom was like, I didn't see it, because she clicked on the video that's at the top when you load the page. If you scroll down to the news article they posted, it was Channel 7, local CBS affiliate in Greenville. If you scroll down to the middle of the article, they have 2 videos. One at the top, which is David at Big Frog showing how the shirts are produced, which is super cool too. If you scroll down, there was one where, again, we're in both of them being like, ta-da! And he went, and then it went from all the people wearing shirts back to him holding up a shirt. And guess what? It was our shirt. It was so cool. And he even commented on, when I put it on social media, that this logo, he did that because it showed off how you could take a photo or a drawing. This is my drawing. And this is Lindsay Simpson's design work for the fonts, and how well that would come out on a shirt. One at a time, just printing, sealing, woohoo! So, hey, it's not too late to get a shirt. My parents are talking about, my sister and her family already did it, but my parents are like, we need to get on this and get a shirt. You can order through us. You can order straight through Big Frog. Either way. I think both links I have been putting in the comments, the descriptions of every YouTube video we do. So, it's so cool. And we have the little pins of this guy. You can get this guy in so many forms. You can wear him on a shirt. You can pin him to a bag or to something that you're going to wear. I have one pinned to my Anchor summer shirt that's in the window right now. Get some Sun Dragon swag. Get this cute little guy in some fashion. Helps us, makes your stuff look cute. You know, anyway, that's my shameless plug. I'm sure it wasn't the only one today. It's kind of how I roll around here. Anyway, we love you all. We miss you. We hope to see more of you in person soon, behind masks, to be safe.
And tonight on Zoom.
Yes, we can all see each other without masks on Zoom. We have quite a few regulars that have been coming to Knit Night. We have people who drop in and out who are just checking us out, and it's lovely to meet new people, especially if they might know us from here. And I think the most we've ever had on Knit Night is like, what, 19? 19 or so. And that's at once. I think if we counted everyone who kind of popped in and out for just a couple minutes,
it would be more.
It'd be more. We'd be at 24 or so. My rule of thumb with Knit Night, it was when you can come in person. It is now on Zoom, is come when you can, leave when you have to. It's 3 hours long that we're there, pretty much. But we totally get that not everyone else is going to be there for 3 hours.
If you haven't eaten dinner and you're planning on like leaving us for eating dinner, know that it's a snack eating friendly Zoom meeting, because we don't generally eat dinner.
You can turn your sound on and off, and you can turn your video on and off when you want to. We all like the company, and sometimes we're sitting there all knitting and crocheting in silence.
And you hear clack.
But it's kind of comforting to know there's somebody there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people. People in a welcoming environment, which sometimes when you're close to people in real life, it doesn't feel so welcoming right now, because it's just, life is weird.
Too close.
Anyway, we really do love y'all, even those of you we haven't met yet. Welcome to the Sun Dragon community. Thank you for joining us for a little bit of your day. If you haven't watched the beginning episodes, go binge watch and spend the whole day with us. You get to watch us like grow further apart and go into our own boxes and come back, but stay further apart. You know, whatever. It's, you know, it's us.
Being us.
Yeah. We wing it. We have moments like this where it's like, wait, what do we say next? I don't know.
This is us.
This is
most
the Liz and Rebecca
every
show.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of whether there's a pandemic going on.
Yeah, we talk about, see, I interrupt her a lot. We talk about how we could just do a podcast of us the rest of the day, And apart from when we're just having a bad moment and venting, it'd be this. It'd mostly be this. So we're giving you a slice of the Liz and Rebecca show. Yeah. So thanks. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Share it, yes. If you if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We're pushing towards 400. I was thinking yesterday, I was like, monetization, which is not our goal, but monetization on YouTube. Our goal is really to stay connected to our friends. Monetization takes 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
We've been hovering just under 400 for like forever. So our goal is not monetization. But if you want to know, other than like, we have a lot of people on Facebook who just wait for me to post it. If you want to know sooner that we've actually succeeded, like this week, we were late every day. We were one day late. But if you want to know when we're posting, subscribe, hit that little bell. You know, that helps you know when you can get your next fix of the Liz and Rebecca show. So anyway, yeah.
Stay tuned
Hopefully
for more
Carla's on her
adventures
way.
of Liz and Rebecca. See you next week. Should be a
I
normal
have
schedule.
too much stuff down here.
She has to actually walk around her stuff because trippage.
You can't see this. Ha ha ha.
No, there was a spot in here. I'll talk about it in a second. So maybe I can figure out where. I don't know
It's
where my.
about 6 minutes in.
Okay, thank you for noting it. I think it might have been this one. No, I don't know.